come here live with your morning show. I'd like to do the whole we're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year thing, but I think that might be copyright infringement. I'm trying to not get. I'm just here so I won't get fined or sued. So pretty much that's how it is. But Jay and I were talking behind the scenes. NBA back. Solid card last night. Um, got plenty on the board today. A couple NBA games, some marquee games. Um, let's see what else we got. College football, NFL, some NHL in there as well. An 11 game card on the ice. So tons of action on the board. Jay, how you doing?
Doing good, man. NBA is back. My Mavs got a dub. It's profitable last night. Got an NFL game tonight. My Rangers in the World Series. All my teams got winning records at the moment. Life's good.
How did I know you were gonna pull out the my team has a winning record at 1-0? I should have known. I should have known, but that's okay. It is what it is. He's not wrong. 1-0 is a winning record. But yeah, no, like you said, it was. We talked about it a little bit off the air that nice start to the year. Decent card, and now we just sort of move forward and kind of get our feet wet. Now the first game's under our belt for the most part. We just wait for that sample size to build up 4 or 5 games, and then after that, we start just rolling downhill. And before you know it, it's going to be the All Star break, and before you know it, it's going to be playoffs again. So,
In season tournament too. Don't forget about that this year.
dude, as soon as I finished that sentence, I was like, "Crap, the in season tournament." I
Yep.
guarantee you, I'm going to forget when some of these games are happening, and I don't know how they're going to like remind everybody that these are in tournament games. But I mean, it's an added wrinkle. It's going to be interesting for sure.
Definitely.
But let me ask you before we get into any games, any takeaways from night one of the NBA, the big or the first full night one.
Yeah, there's a lot of takeaways for me. You know, y'all know me. I'm an NBA nerd. The Celtics, think they're going to be really good this year. I'll start there. The Knicks seem to have that same fight that they had last year, and if they have that same fight, they're going to win. They're going to be right in the mix in the postseason and see if things can fall their way. The Magic are going to be really good this year. I got them for sure making the postseason. I like the Magic. Donovan Mitchell came up big last night for the Cavs. You know, I the Nets, I still think I like the makeup of the team. I think as the season progresses, they'll be just fine. The Heat at home, you know, they were definitely the better team in the game. They had up to like a 20-point lead in that game, but as they always do, they kind of go through the motions. And they went through the motions during certain stretches of that game, and it almost cost them. Kay Cunningham had a clear look to, not clear look to, but he had a good look to win the game straight up. He just missed it at the buzzer. But hell of a game from him. That Pistons team we're going to be able to make money on this year. That was my play of the day. I like that Pistons team, coached by Monty Williams. If they can stay healthy, they're going to be a fun young team to watch. Chris, it's only game one, but I damn near gave him the nickname back quick.
I was just about to say, do you know how spacious and luxurious the mansion of disappointment is? Like the whole like nothing has been spared.
House of damn disappointment. That was my only loss last night. It looks like it's gonna be the same old T Wolves this year, man. Might as well get ready to buckle up. How about them Thunder buddies smashing down on the Bulls? You know,
Bold take from me this year. The Thunder are going to be a top 5 team in the West.
it wouldn't surprise me.
This team is good.
They are.
I just I don't you know how you go after one game and some people just I don't want to say it's a thing out of the blue. People always do this where they say, "Oh, after game one, blah 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 is my rookie of the year." All the guys we talked about, Scoot, Chet, Wemby, none of them had great games last night. And I know, it's only one game, and that it is what it is. I'm just saying, how usually we see one decent game from a rookie, and then all of a sudden that just immediately puts them in the front, at the front of the pack, just to be like, oh, this guy could win rookie of the year. It's overreaction after one game. We can't even do that because none of the marquee rookies I think had a good game last night.
Well, kind of. You
Sorry,
know,
sorry, sorry. I'm just saying the guys like Scoot, Wemby that we're talking about.
Fair, fair. Fair. The marquee guys, I'm with you. But I ain't gonna lie, man. My rookie for the Mavs last night, Derek Lively. Oh my goodness.
He went
It
off.
almost Chris makes up for missing the playoffs. Almost. It's only game one, but he looked really good. And if he can develop, I love what I was saying from him with the tip rebounds, remind me of Tyson Chandler. And that dunk late in that game, the putback was insane. Good dub for the Mavs, good cover. It was a sweat as always, but Luka, 30-point trip dub, step back three fashion for it as well.
I'm
Hey,
mad at I didn't get I didn't look at that. I completely forgot about it. I was worried about his points. I didn't even think about the triple double.
30-point trip dub. It was a good night NBA last night, though. I'm excited it's back. We got two great games tonight.
I'll say though, Derek Lively, you knew he had that when he was at Duke, but him, who's the other one, Whitehead, and even Filipowski were banged up. Demir, it's all I had. It's all I had on my desk. So it's one of those things where it's just like you take whatever is in front of you. I wasn't gonna get up and leave Jay high and dry to go down and get a water or a prime or something. I took what was in front of me, but it's okay. And yeah,
You
I'm
like
with you.
you drink Prime? You like
Yeah,
Prime?
I actually do. I really like it. I didn't think. I thought when I first tried it, it was going to be all hype, like, oh, it's just pumped up vitamin water. But it's
Right.
actually pretty good. The energy drinks just taste like normal energy drinks, but the prime, the actual, like the
Which one's your favorite? I don't like the green one. The green one to me kind of tastes a little vitamin. The
that's my.
blue one, though, the blue one, oh, that's my shit.
So here's the thing. I have like I love like almost all the flavors. I'm with you. The green one is probably the worst. I don't know I don't think we get all the flavors up here. Um, I like the
I
blue
haven't tried.
raspberry. What's that?
I haven't tried all of them.
Okay, I like the blue raspberry. I like the red, white, and blue one, like the ice pop.
I
The
haven't tried.
tropical punch one, the red one is really good too. Um, I tried the special edition one they had. It was like there was a white one that was like moon something, and I didn't care for it. And the same thing with like the Halloween one. It was like glowberry or something like that. I was like, eh. But I can't believe this is what we're talking about on that Thursday morning. Um, but I'm with you though on the Pistons. I think I realized last night there's still going to be teams that we're going to make money with. Um, the Pistons fading the Heat at home. Um,
I'm telling y'all, I know we're gonna lose the value on two teams, but I think that how good they're gonna be is gonna exceed even that. The Thunder Buddies and the Magic, like they're good, they're better, they're hooping, and we're not gonna get them as underdogs and be able to bet them on the money line anymore. But they're gonna be in that small, just like they were last night. -3 range,
I was
-4
gonna say
range, and they're gonna win and cover.
I think that you're right. The underdog value is probably going to go, but there's still going to be a stigma that these teams shouldn't be big
Exactly.
favorites.
Exactly.
So so
Exactly.
we're gonna at least I think we're gonna be able to at least get some value on them for at least the next half a
Exactly.
year, at least if not the full season, and then in 2024-25 is when it'll probably go out the window. I
Exactly.
think you could throw the Kings into that mix as well.
Me too. I was asleep on them boys last night. That line looked funky, but it was really. I said that yesterday on the show. Either this line is funky or this is just an all-out gift, and it turned out to be a gift to take the Kings. And now,
It
sometimes I overanalyze it,
yeah.
and that one where it was right there. The Kings were the most profitable road team in the NBA last year. Uh, Short line like that, they're still that team.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like I alluded to. I'm not going to blow smoke up my own ass, but it's like sometimes it's just that the books are still trying to figure out these teams early in the season, and this is when you're
Right.
going to be able to catch those lines that don't make sense
Right.
but still come in. Like the Kings, just I think they set a franchise record on opening night for threes in a game. I think they hit like 20 last night or something like that. So Yeah, they're going to be legit if they can keep up that road play and still light the beam more often than not at home. They got a shot to win the division again, but it's going to be tough. Uh, Top three teams that you think you're going to be able to make money with this year before we get into the.
Um.
I'll tell you mine, and and again,
All right, cool.
Kings,
Okay.
Thunder, Pistons.
Okay. I like two of them were for sure in mine. Pistons, Thunder. I'm gonna throw you another one. Pelicans. I don't know if people are just sleep on them or not, but I think they're kind of got the stigma too that they're the same old Pelicans. But when healthy, Chris, this team last year was number one in the West, and they just weren't healthy. So I think the stigma is going to be on them for a little bit too. But we're going to be able to make money on the Pels, I think.
I will say this though, a lot of the conversation was about how Zion was injured, and that was a big reason for it. This team went 25-28 without Zion last year, the Pels. So what's that if I do my math right? 17-12 with him. So I could see that the Pelicans having to bounce back here if Zion stays healthy and if this team fully stays healthy for 65, 70 games. Um, I'm just reserving judgment on the Pelicans.
Fair enough. We talked about my team before we move on. What did you think about the Raptors last night against the House of Disappointment?
I want to see I want to see a game against a team with a pulse.
Fair.
Because I mean, sure, you never look a gift horse in the mouth. You take a win as it comes, but I mean, they only put up 97 points in that game. If that's what they're going to hang their hat on this season is defense and winning low scoring games, it's going to be a complete change of pace, and it's going to make any time backing the Raptors it's going to make you feel like a little uncomfortable, like a fart after Taco Bell. It's going to make you feel very uncomfortable.
Fair.
Um, but you know what? Going up and down the card, I think I want to add the Magic and the Pacers to my list of teams we're going to try to pounce on value with this season.
Pacers, really stumped on them boys second half yesterday. That was surprising to me.
I want again Pacers, same thing. I want to see them against a team with a pulse because they did give up 120 points to the Wizards, but 143 points still impressive regardless of who you're playing. But anyways, we'll have plenty of time. We still got 81 games for the majority of these teams to talk about NBA.
Right.
Some even 82. So, but let's move on. Let's get Jay's favorite out of the way. Let's go to college football. Nice and quick, and move through it so that Jay doesn't have to talk about it anymore. Because I know how much he loves it. I know how much he's waiting for Saturday's show to talk about it too. First one, Sun
I
Belt
didn't,
action.
I didn't even see how last night broke down. What happened? Did Sam Houston finally? I
No,
didn't.
they had it. They collapsed.
No, they did it again.
They did it
Oh,
again.
my god!
They literally folded like a cheap lawn chair.
Last time I looked, they was winning. What happened?
Hold on. Let me go back to the box score quick. I know UTEP won 37-34. They gave up 17 points in the fourth.
No.
Sam Houston was up as much as 21-10 in the second quarter.
Ooh, I saw that.
Oh, sorry, 27-13 in midway through the third, and UTEP outscored them 24-7. That was one. That was one.
Show yesterday, Chris. We said that's how it was gonna happen. We said that.
Yeah.
That is so sad.
And Jacksonville State ran all over FIU, 41-16.
Sam Houston shaking my head.
Shaken Head State University. I don't know.
Low key, man. What we got today?
First game on the board: Georgia Southern hosting Georgia State. Sun Belt action. Got Georgia Southern laying 1.5. Georgia State 62.5 on the total. Anything here for you, Joe?
Both teams low key rolling. How big of a rivalry is this? Like, I know it has to be.
It's not. It's probably a huge rivalry for the Sun Belt. Let me see if there's anything here. Give me a sec. Because I honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know.
history. I don't know about this series or anything like that. That's what I'm mainly asking.
Georgia State, Georgia Southern rivalry. Oh, what am I talking about? Modern day hate.
Yeah, it just seemed like this one of them. So,
It's not the biggest rivalry out there. I mean, in football at least, they the first meeting was 2014, but
all right, that total looks high. I think it may be a sneaky spot for an under. I know. But it's a 1 point game, 1 point line. I'm not all that familiar with these two teams, so I'm not just gonna, give y'all no BS. But I think that this total is high at 62 and a half. When I just do a quick browse of these two teams recently, Georgia State, they have put up some points, 41 on Charlotte, 41 on Marshall. But again, if this is one of them rivalry type games, man, I just think that like when it come down to it, a little more defense may be played than the teams have led on thus far this season. We have seen Georgia Southern, hold Ball State to 3. I think this may fall a sneaky spot for an under here in the college football midweek game.
all right, I'm gonna give you guys a quick breakdown. The base I gave out in the video for this game. So, as a trade off, please go check out that video. Smash the like button. Anyways, I don't like to beg, but either way, it's not beneath me. Look, the way I look at this game is pretty much massive in terms of Sun Belt title game implications. Both these teams are chasing JMU. JMU's unbeaten, 7-0 on the year, unbeaten in conference play. Georgia State plays JMU next week. So if Georgia State wants to, if they want that game to mean anything, I mean, it's going to still mean something because, the season's not over, but you're running out of time if you don't win that game. So I think Georgia State obviously going to want to win this one. The problem is that Georgia Southern's already lost to JMU this season. They don't have any advantage in the tiebreak. So they basically have to win out every single game in the hopes that JMU potentially stumbles to Georgia State. And if, you don't like to do this if this team beat this team sort of thing, but if JMU loses to Georgia State and Georgia State loses to Georgia Southern's already lost to JMU. It's this weird triangle, so it's going to throw all these tie-break situations in where Georgia Southern could sneak in. But if you're just looking for the on-field analysis here, Georgia State, they like to run the football. And they're going up against a top 40 run defense in Georgia Southern. Did I say Georgia Southern and Georgia Southern, or did I say Georgia State? Either way, Georgia State likes to run the football. Georgia Southern can stop the run. Georgia Southern leads the country in pass attempts, leads the country in completions, 12th in passing offense, going against the 122nd ranked pass defense of Georgia State. I think that the biggest advantage here is going to be Georgia Southern's passing offense against Georgia State's pass defense. I think Georgia Southern wins this game. So I'm going to go Georgia Southern.
There you go.
And now that my filibuster is gone and I'm starting to try to get my breath back, go to the other game on the board. Virginia Tech, Syracuse. Virginia Tech laying 2.5. Syracuse, dog on the road here. Total set at 47.5. Jay, anything here?
Yeah, I was on the Syracuse hype train through 4 weeks. I was really loving this team. They laid an egg against Clemson. Really disappointing. Like I was so hype on Syracuse in that Clemson game. I thought they was going to win it straight up. After they laid that egg, I haven't touched these teams, and I'm glad I haven't. North Carolina beat them up. Florida State beat them up. But I now think that creates some value. So much value that they got Virginia Tech favored in this one. I understand Virginia Tech's home, but Syracuse is the better team. Taking Syracuse straight up on the money line. I know Virginia Tech, they played Florida State tougher than Syracuse did, and this game is at home for them. But I just think Syracuse is just better straight up, and they just went through a rough scheduling. Like they're supposed to lose to Clemson, North Carolina, and Florida State. Now, were they supposed to lose as bad as they did? Probably not. But I still think they're better than Virginia Tech. Give me Syracuse money line.
I'm going to take Syracuse plus the points. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on the money line as well. I like this game a lot more when it was at 3, because then that gives you at least the safety out of a push. But I could also see, a 21-20 kind of game here, or 16-14, something ugly like that. But I still think that Syracuse, like Jay said, is the better team. this is the bottom of the market on Syracuse. You know, you see him get blown out in 3 straight weeks. You know, um, it's just something that you don't necessarily see from a team that started the year 4-0. But like I said, this is the bottom of the market for Syracuse. A lot of people are going to see road losses, and they lose 40-7 and 41-3. And yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, that stinks. But came against a pair of let me just make sure I got that right here. A pair of teams with a combined record of 13-1 in Florida State and North Carolina. So I just think Syracuse is going to be able to move the football in this Virginia Tech defense. Virginia Tech, you got quarterback Drones. Um, he played well last week, but both these teams are coming off their bye. Probably allowed them to focus up and fix some things. It's that simple case of a team not being able to look any worse than they have in the last couple games. Lane Stadium is tough, like Wayne said. Like when they play Enter Sandman, I think is when Virginia Tech comes out on the field, but it's a tough place to play. Doesn't change the fact that this Virginia Tech team, what's actually on the field, is ugh. I think it's been like that for a while. So give me Syracuse. I'm with Jay. Let's take the points. I think that's the way to go in this one. All right, now we rip the Band-Aid off. Now we move on. Bucks Sixers. Bucks laying 6 at home. Total here 225.5. Jay, hit me with it.
It's Milwaukee or nothing for me here. I know, same thing I said on the jam session. I know 6 looks appealing with the Sixers. And the Sixers will probably not be 6-point dogs to anybody else for the remainder of the season. But in that same breath, there's a reason why this line is 6. Milwaukee, I haven't heard enough talk about this. I'm a Mavs fan. So and when they talk about the worst upsets in NBA history in the postseason, what is it? It's when the Warriors beat the Mavs, who were a 1 seed. And the Warriors were an 8 seed in the postseason with Baron Davis and that crew. They always talk about that. I haven't heard enough hate that Milwaukee lost as a 1 seed to Miami last year. Although that happened, I think Milwaukee knows how bad that was and how much that this season means. That's why they traded Drew Holiday, somebody who they loved, somebody who wanted to stay in Milwaukee, and went out and acquired one of the best guards in the NBA. Giannis, to me, is one of the guys who actually tries extra hard, in games. Some guys don't. Some guys take nights off. Some guys, just be chilling some nights. Giannis is not one of those. He's going 100 the whole game. I think the Bucks go 100 this whole game. Try to make a statement to begin their year. I think the Bucks win this one comfortably. I would lay the points in Milwaukee.
Yeah, this is what I struggled with, and when that's the case, I tend to lean towards the dog. Um, I'm only going to make the case for the fact that you're giving me the MVP, and the Sixers, like you said, is 6-point dogs, which is something that you're not going to see often. The thing for me is that this is a new Milwaukee team. I shouldn't say new Milwaukee team, but it's a Milwaukee team that's implementing some key new pieces, and they're under a new coach and Adrian Griffin. I know Adrian Griffin from his time with Toronto as an assistant. Ironically enough, on the other side is the new Sixers head coach Nick Nurse, the former head coach for the Raptors. So these two guys know each other. I think there's going to be some level of familiarity. We saw last year that in the 4 meetings between these two teams, they split, and a couple were close games, a couple were not so close games. But the first meeting of the year was 90-88 in terms of in favor of the Bucks. I'm not saying it's going to be as low scoring, but I could definitely see a 2 or 3 point game here as there's a bit of a feeling out process. I also lean towards the under 225.5. I could see 109, 105 here. But as I said, this game, it's a marquee game, but it's one I'd probably rather watch as a fan than actually have any money on. Like I said, just because of the relative level of unknown of what we're going to see on the floor here. Because, is James Harden going to be here? I'd rather
No,
he.
I'm pretty confident. I know what we're finna see here. We're finna see the Bucks stomp down on the Sixers tonight. I'm pretty confident in that fact.
Fair enough.
That Giannis and company, like Milwaukee, is one of them teams at home. They're damn near in the stupid dummy crazy at home conversation. They're right there on the bubble. They're in the stupid dummy crazy category at home. No James Harden. I would not be surprised if the Sixers covered, Chris. I wouldn't be,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, they're not going to be 6-point dogs to anybody else this season. But I think it's 6 for a good reason. I just think Milwaukee treats this like their damn Super Bowl early in the year, and they come out here and go crazy.
The thing is, I thought that was going to be the case last year, and they came out flat. But maybe that was banner raising ceremony. I don't know. But either way, I just think 6 is too many personally. But again, a game I'm not rushing to the window to bet. But also speaking of a game I'm not rushing to the window to bet after this line move. Lakers Suns. Lakers went from 1.5 up to 5.5 with the news that Devin Booker doubtful. Bradley Beal doubtful. I haven't seen if they've been downgraded fully yet, but um, yeah, now it looks like it's just Kevin Durant and the rest of the Suns going up against the Lakers in LA. Lakers laying 5.5 here. Total set at 223.5. Trey, anything on the board for you here?
I hope you guys watch the jam session. I'm trying to post it the night before now to give you guys the best chance to catch the best numbers. If you watched it last night, we caught 1.5. You gotta watch early, catch the best number because I like the Lakers at 1.5. At 5.5, 6. This game's a no play, almost for me. I would probably look at a total under. I still think the Lakers win, but I just don't feel comfortable laying that many points with this team. The Suns can and still got enough role players to keep this game competitive. So my main point about this game and my main point about the Lakers all season is going to be what Anthony Davis shows up. If it's the good Anthony Davis, the Lakers are going to win games. If it's the bad Anthony Davis, they're going to lose a lot of games. This is a favorable matchup. Against the Nuggets, it's not. Jokic just ate his lunch 5 times straight. 4 in the postseason and then to begin this season. He's ate his lunch 5 times straight. Jokic is the best player in the NBA. These are the matchups Anthony Davis has to dominate the Nurkic's of the world, the guys that he's better than. I like Nurkic, and I think he's a great addition to this Suns team, but he's no Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis has to show up tonight. I would look at Anthony Davis props over. Everybody's down on him because he had a terrible second half. I think he comes out and has a good game today. I still think the Lakers win, and I would probably look at an under in this game. I just don't see a lot of buckets falling.
So I'm with you on the under. Like Jay said, the line move to 6 makes it a lot tougher. I'd probably still lean towards the Lakers if I had to pick a side. But the problem for me is, and I don't know if it. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. I don't know if it's the same here, but my mind automatically goes to a team that's only had one day between games from a game in Denver, and if your body is reacclimated to coming down from that altitude, you might see a bit of a sluggish performance from the Lakers offensively. Might not be out to run and gun like they did on the opener. Like you said, they got their teeth kicked in by Jokic, but he looks like he's shape of me at times. He looks like he's stolen a lot of people's lunches as a kid. Thing for me with Devin Booker though is if Devin Booker's out, on the road last year, Phoenix lost 9 of their first 11 games without Booker 9 of their first 11 road games without Booker last year. They went 5-11 on the road without him last year. But a lot of those games they were scoring like 104 points or less. So I think if I had to lean for a side, I'd go Lakers, but I think the under is the way to go here. I think the Lakers shooting and going up and down the floor after that game in Denver, probably a little bit slower here. And the Suns, like I said, it's hard to trust him without Devin Booker. The play I think improved a little bit once Kevin Durant came to town. They only played one game without KD, and or with even if KD was there. Let me just check the box score for this one if he was playing in that game. I know Devin Booker wasn't. Oh yeah, and Kevin Durant didn't even play in that game, but it was like 121-107 against the Lakers last year. So, um, yeah, under, and I lean towards the Lakers for me if forced to pick at this one.
So
And move to the NFL Thursday nighter. Bills and Bucks. 8.5 on the side here in favor of the Bills. Total set at 43. I don't have a premium in this game. Um, I was struggling to get there. Um, I'll get to mine in a minute. Jay, do you have anything in this one?
Tampa and an over is the way I would look at this game. I I just can't get there with laying points with Buffalo. I know this could be theoretically a bounce back spot. They're at home. Um, this should be the spot that they come back and bounce back, but they've played terrible football for me 3 straight weeks. They beat the Dolphins and then they've been bad. They barely, narrowly escaped them Giants. And I don't care what nobody say. Last week, boy, Mac Jones looked like Mac Jones from Alabama with all them weapons. Like he was cutting through the Bills like sliced butter, and or warm butter, I should say. Um, and I just can't get that out of my mind. Like that blew up my parlay last week. I was mad, and I refused to lay damn near double digits with the Bills. They are a high risk, high reward type offense, so I could see them scoring some points, but I think Tampa scores right with them. That's the problem here. So over, and then I just don't think the Buffalo Bills defense does enough to stop this Tampa Bay offense to give them the cover. So over and Tampa plus the points for me.
The line's moved up to 9.5 now, by the way, in favor of the Bills.
That's because everybody hump up on the Bills. Everybody act like the Bills, the Chiefs. I'm gonna keep saying that everybody act like the Bills is the Chiefs. When the Bills not even the Bengals, they not even them. They're
Yeah.
not. They need to stop it.
I will say this. I was initially on the under, talked myself off of it, and now I'm pissed that I did. Because looking at the Bucks, this is a Bucks team that predicates himself on playing defense, as a lot of Todd Bowles coach teams do. Um, but if we look at the defensive numbers, they're top 10 against the rush. Yeah, Buffalo's sort of middle of the pack in terms of rushing yards per game, rushing attempts. They're sixth against the pass. Tampa Bay's 27th in pass defense. But even if Buffalo has a good game here, this Tampa Bay offense has been anemic for a lot of the season. I mean, yeah, sure, they're middle of the pack in terms of passing yards per game, but Buffalo's defense is top 10. The one area where you can attack Buffalo's defense is on the ground, but Tampa Bay's got arguably the worst ground attack in the NFL. Scored 13 points or less in 3 of their last 4 games, and all those games were at home. They've hit 5 of 6 unders. Unders have hit in 5 of their 6 games this season. Um, 2 of those had totals of 44. One had a total of 45. But again, we're seeing totals of, let me see here, 37, 36, 35, 26, and 29. And that's not on a short week. Actually, the Philly game was. But
I don't know, Chris. I understand the numbers, but the context matters. Like context matters.
I know.
Who you play matters. Like um
Well, okay. If we're going to talk about context and teams playing mattering, only scored 11 points against the Philadelphia Eagles,
who?
the Buccaneers.
Okay, that's a good defense though. I mean, that's a
No,
we think
yeah, but I'm saying okay, you held the Giants to 9 points. I'm saying I'm likening the Bucks more to what we've seen against the Giants. I understand the point's gonna be made. Well, what about the 29 against the Patriots? That game, the Bills just shot themselves in the foot more often than not and gave up some solid field position to New England.
that's what
And
they've done all year though.
but
So
I just don't think
I don't see that.
I don't think Baker Mayfield can take advantage of that. Is what I'm saying.
And my argument to that is I know he can because I just saw with my own 2 eyes Mac Jones do it. I just saw it. I just literally saw it. Coming into last week, the worst quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion, was Mac Jones, and it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. But last week, You would have thought his number wasn't 10. It was 12. The way that he was in that pocket, just dotting up this Bills defense. It was disgusting how good Mac Jones looked last week. And I'm tired of the Baker slander. Baker, come on, man. Come on, man. You got to come out here and dot these boys up. Hey, give me Tampa money line, man. Fuck the Bills. Hey, this team is not good. They're not good. Give me Tampa money
All
line.
right,
I'm
hold
sorry.
on. We're
I
gonna
had
do
to
this
turn up
one.
the show today, man. I had to take the Tampa Bay Bucks. I'm gonna take a money line, man. Come on, Tampa. Baker, you can dot up this defense. I'm trying to tell you. And then offensively, the thing is I do think the Bills score too. I do think that they kind of snap out of the little lull they've been in and score some points. But I don't know. I think Tampa can win this game because Buffalo defense, it give me pause for concern. It do.
Okay, so if I give you two, I'm going to give you two stat lines here. Okay, we're gonna do that whole thing where it's like you know how they do for the NCAA tournament. You don't show the team, you just show their resume. 1,363 passing yards, 8 touchdowns, 4 picks, a 65.2% completion percentage. 66.7% completion percentage, 1,480 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, and 7 picks. Which one is Baker Mayfield and which one is Mac Jones? And the fact that it's taken that long.
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of messed up the numbers in my head, but
Okay. Sorry. I'll be a lot more. I'll be slower about it. QB1, just under 1,500 passing yards, a 7-to-7 touchdown to interception ratio, 66.7% completions. QB2, 1,363 yards, 8-to-4 TD to INT ratio, 65% completion percentage.
the second one probably Baker.
It is. And that just to me, that just means that level of quarterback play is very, very comparable. And if we're just talking about the season long numbers, I get your point. If they are comparable, and look what Mac Jones did to the Bills last week, I can understand that point to be made. The problem I have is that, to me, it is still Baker Mayfield in a defense first, playing for a defense first coach. And I think that Mayfield is still banged up. I think he took a shot to the knee. I think Mike Evans did as well, and Mike Evans got hurt. It's trending towards both of them playing. But to me, it's still Baker Mayfield in a defense under a defense first coach. That's my argument for Baker. Or against Baker. That's all.
Fair enough.
It's gonna be interesting. I mean, I can't fault you for taking Bucks money line.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't take a side for my premium. You know, and you probably know what it is at this point, but it is what it is. But
it's the Bucks money line now.
Yeah, damn near that's what it is now. I think they. I don't know.
What is the money line on the Bucks?
It's a weird game. It's because Buffalo. We all know high end Buffalo they can play well. Like we know that. Like high end Buffalo, they are one of the third best teams in the league.
Bro, you're saying Buffalo now. I'm getting hungry.
But every day of the week, Buffalo is like closer to 15 than they are to 5 in my book. I'm sorry.
So I got plus 340 on the Bucks. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
I'm wondering. I think Mitch should be back for halftime tonight. I hope he is. Okay. Any props for this game?
I got to coincide with my Buffalo defense getting torched, so I'm gonna go with Mike Evans. I would probably look at most of whatever he got going on tonight. Over receptions, probably over yards, probably score a TD. Give me old reliable. Give me the Josh Allen INT. I love that. Give me I think that's really it. I don't really nothing else. Maybe a Gabe Davis anytime touchdown. I can see him getting in there.
So these are the two that I'm going to go with for anytime touchdown, but I'm also going to sprinkle a little bit on both for the first touchdown. Chris Godwin plus 1,500 for the first touchdown, plus 235 for an anytime touchdown. Hasn't scored this season. Um, he leads the Bucks in red zone targets. He's had 5 targets inside the 10. It's a banged up Bills secondary. I think if this is the prime spot to try to back Chris Godwin, especially if Mike Evans is hurt. If he doesn't play or if he's less than 100%, I think Godwin could get some targets here. For the Bills, first touchdown and anytime touchdown, I'm gonna go with Rashad White. Or sorry, not Rashad White. What am I saying? I was looking at the wrong guy. I'm looking at the guy above Rashad White on the list, Dalton Kincaid. Plus 950.
Is that first touchdown or anytime?
For the first touchdown, plus 190 anytime. If I can get Dalton Kincaid plus 950 for an anytime touchdown,
I was like, oh,
I would have been on that like white on rice. Are you kidding?
It sounded weird for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna look. The thing with Dalton Kincaid, you can get over the middle on this Bucks defense, and Kincaid's seen a ton of targets already. I think he's third on the team in targets, so the opportunities are going to be there for Kincaid to score. So
also give me Baker 2+ touchdowns. I like that.
I can see it. I could see it, especially if this Bills secondary is banged up and it's going to correlate with your Bucks money line play. But all right, let's go to Jay's new favorite segment, NHL.
The NHL, let's do it.
I'll tell you, the last couple times we had a decent NHL card. You nailed some of the underdogs. Kraken came through for you last night. For me, I'm not trying to look at yesterday. Yesterday was yesterday.
Y'all took the Capitals yesterday.
Yeah,
what's the goal?
That game was so dicey.
But
I
saw that. I know y'all don't think I don't be paying attention, but I saw that the Capitals jumped out and the Devils came back.
So okay, there's a certain app that has out there that has a live chat feature when you're watching games. Not gonna name what it is.
Okay,
but it is troll central.
It is
because people like to hide behind their keyboards and just troll people, right? And I know it's the internet. People will be like, "Oh, you need to toughen up a little bit." People, it's the internet. It is what it is nowadays. Yeah, it shouldn't be. I just want to go and talk sports. But the amount of people that were saying, "Oh, Devils was free. Devils was so easy," after they came back because the rookie got Hunter Shepard came up from the AHL and he was getting shaken a little bit. Said, "Dude, Devils money line is still on the table." Or sorry, Capitals money line is still on the table. I'm still not used to saying Devils as a favorite. I kept saying Capitals money line is still on the table, and look what happened.
They came back and got him again after
10. It's not often you see that, but 10 goals scored on one end of the ice.
That's crazy.
But it just felt like, I don't know. It just felt like there was nothing that was ever safe in that game. Like the Caps went up 3-0. I said it. I had it as a premium yesterday. I said it's time that the bounces go Washington's way, and they did in the first period. All of a sudden, New Jersey came back, and I'm like, I'm not sweating it because if you can give up 3 goals to the Caps in the first period, you can give up a few more in the third. And sure enough, Washington finally woke up and came through. But
they did.
Now we move on to Thursday. 11-game card.
It's Frozen Frenzy, are they? It's not the Frozen Frenzy today too?
No, it's not. No, that was Tuesday. That was freaking nuts.
Hey, our team's playing each other today.
Yeah, I would not touch that game with a 10-foot pole personally.
I don't like it either, to be honest.
That is going to be just a game that I watch as a fan. Because, like I said before, Dallas's goalie, Jake Ottinger, is my favorite to win the Vezina. I'm a Leafs fan. Kind of damned if I do and damned if I don't. But anything here for you, Jay, on the board that you could see? Okay, I know,
Y'all know,
you
y'all know
played.
what we do, man. Man, we looking for them dogs that's gonna bark in the NHL. There's some huge favorites today too. Um, Chris, I know this sounds crazy, man. I know this sounds like I might be one of the craziest people on earth. They
Please
ain't
don't say
won
it.
a game yet, man. They ain't won a game yet, but
Oh, okay.
I might gotta take a shot at the plus money with them sharks. I don't know. It sounds crazy. I know. But I don't think the Lightning are a minus 305 team right now currently. So taking a shot at the plus money, that's how I kind of handicap hockey, guys. I don't know the players a lot, like I don't. So I just kind of look at the board and I just try to put the pieces together. The Sharks look kind of appetizing. What you think?
Okay, so this is what I'll say about that. The Sharks have looked brutal.
Mm,
1 goal in 5 of their 6 games this season.
mm,
But the Lightning, they're getting this 310 price because they're the Lightning. Then they're going
yep.
to get that respect. And it's also compounded with the fact that the San Jose Sharks look like they could be the worst team in hockey this season. Probably will be.
Mm,
Now that you've said that, I know have a sneaky way of finding these underdogs. So the San Jose Sharks could be in line for their first win of the season tonight because a
mm,
lot of folks might be thinking about the Lightning here. And the only argument I'll make in favor of the Sharks, because I did give out the under in the wraparound, was that I don't feel comfortable laying minus 310 with the goaltending duo of Jonas Johansson and Matt Tompkins. Johansson, with all the starts he's made this year, I think has made now around 40 career NHL starts. That is not a goalie I want to lay minus 310 with or chase a puck line with laying juice.
mm.
If it's Andrei Vasilevsky, a world class goaltender, healthy, then we can talk about laying the puck line. But what did Tampa do last game? I mean, they shut out a Carolina team that was on the last game of a 6 game road trip. They just wanted to go home.
Right.
And I don't know. I just don't think I'm there with Tampa yet. Tampa has the better offense and better, forwards, defense, and maybe even goaltending, depending on where the state of this Lightning team is. But minus 310, yeah, I can see
Yeah.
you getting there with the Sharks. Um,
I got two more for you.
Go ahead.
I keep going back to them. They did me good the other day. Am I cracking again today?
That's what I was going to say. I think the Kraken are the biggest, the most likely big plus money pair on the board. I think you get around plus 165 with them. I will say this. They probably should not have done you right last time. I was on the Red Wings in that game, and I'm going to die on the hill that the Red Wings got screwed in that game. They got
Right.
shafted. They had just killed off a penalty, like less than 2 minutes to go, and Detroit is handed this bogus uh, hooking penalty. So they go back on the power play, and Seattle scores to tie the game at 4. And then Detroit hits the post late in that overtime period, and Seattle comes back, takes out a guy in the corner. Should have got called for that as well, but they didn't. And like 4 seconds left, Seattle scores. So I think Seattle got the benefit in one of the worst officiated third periods of the season so far.
Mm.
Then that being said, what in the blue hell have the Carolina Hurricanes done to be laying minus 200 even at home?
Mm.
This is the worst defense in the NHL
Mm.
that's given up 4.7 goals per game. The offense hasn't stepped up at times. Even the game where the defense actually played well, they couldn't score. They held the Lightning to 3 goals and scored none. But look at the games before that. Gave up 6 to Colorado, 7 to Seattle. They beat the Sharks 6-3. Cool. Let's get me, Jay, Mitch, and 2 other cappers to put on some skates. We'll play the whole game against the Sharks and probably still win that game on the puck line. 6 on. They gave up 6 to the Ducks, and they got the win over LA. Scored 6 but gave up 5. So and then beat Ottawa on the opener. So it's like they're giving up goals. And we've
Yeah.
seen Seattle in their last couple games. They already beat Seattle, or Seattle already beat Carolina 7-4. So I could see Seattle in the plus money there. What's your other one?
St. Louis, the Blues. Um, I mean, Calgary too. They're 2-4-1. Laying -200. My radar just goes off. It just goes off. I'm sorry. That's as simple as it gets. Like, I mean, that's pretty much the premise of my handicap in that one. 2-4-1, laying -200. Maybe the books they you still got you guys overvalued. Maybe look at them shot at a fade.
Okay, so I know Jay not as as I won't say well versed. I don't want that to come off as me being snooty or anything like that.
No, you good.
I've watched hockey for my whole life, and I'll tell you, there are two goaltending duos in the NHL that I don't trust more than any other ones out there. And I know there's probably a couple people that watch the wraparound that are going to say that this is all I do. The two teams that I just do not trust for goaltending are both in the province of Alberta: the Edmonton Oilers and the Calgary Flames. The Calgary Flames, Jacob Markstrom and Dan Vladar, they're not a 1-2 punch for me in any way, shape, or form. They're not good. And look, I mean, if we look at what they've done this season, sure, there's been a few starts lately where they've given up 3 goals or less in 4 of their last 5. But here's the problem: if you're giving up 3 goals, when you're scoring 2 or less, usually that means you're coming out on the wrong side of that game. And they have. They've lost 4 of their last 5, or sorry, 5 of their last 6, scored 2 goals or less in all those games. The St. Louis Blues, Jordan Binnington, last game out was the first time he gave up 3 goals in a game this season. I'm anticipating we see Binnington here. Before that, he'd given up 2 goals to Pittsburgh, 2 to Seattle, 2 to Pittsburgh, 1 to Seattle, 1 to Dallas. Jordan Binnington gives the Blues a clear edge in goaltending here. I think the forwards and the defense are sort of matched up. I think they're about even. So in a game that I think is closer to a coin flip, maybe a -135 for the Flames because they're at home, you're giving me +170 on the Blues here? Yeah, absolutely. I'm taking the Blues here. And Jay Stern with a go here. I might take a Blues reverse puck line.
There you go.
I could easily see that coming in too. By the way, the Flames, if you back the Flames this year, you're already down $714. Just saying.
Damn.
I think that's what it was. Hold on, let me verify that because I don't want to get shit
I
kicked
mean,
in the
they didn't play what 7 games,
7 games.
so
They were a heavy favorite, I think, in a couple of
favorites
those.
in a couple of them. So
Let me
it went.
let me see here. Hold on here. Hold on.
Dang,
Standings.
might have got a fade. I might.
Maybe I overreact. Okay, I overreacted a little bit there. I got some bad numbers, but still, you're down $349 on the Calgary Flames this year.
Sure.
There are actually, ironic enough, third worst in the NHL, and all those teams are in the Pacific Division. The only other 2 teams that are worse: the Edmonton Oilers and the San Jose Sharks.
Come
The
on,
San
Shark.
Jose
Let's go,
the
Sharks.
San Jose Sharks, who have you down $600 because they're 0-6 on the year, but the Edmonton Oilers, down $426.
Sharks getting some of that back tonight. Money line. Let's do it. First one.
I can't fault you for it.
Anything else?
Let me see if there's anything on the board here for me.
And a pure fade of Chris. Small lean on the Stars.
No, shut up.
Just cuz.
While I look, is there anything? What do you have for sale today at Pick Dogs?
Yes. So for sale today, I have my NBA player of the day. Cashed yesterday with the Detroit Pistons. Trying to go back to back today. And I have a play in the NFL game. So that's all I got today. Smaller card, but trying to make some money. Keep it rolling into the weekend. So hop on Pick Dogs Premium. Hop on some long term, though. NBA's back. So we got daily NBA. Profitable units in the NFL, having a really solid season, trying to keep that rolling. College basketball will be here before you know it. Baseball postseason, second best right now in the last 30 days behind Mr. Romanelli. So, I'm really running kind of. If you throw out college football, I'm pretty hot right now. So I'm just trying to keep it rolling. But I ain't forgetting about college football. I wanna get better. So I got some college football on Saturday, of course. Hop on Big Dogs Premium. Let's make some money this weekend.
Yeah, for me, I got $19 college football platinum play, and I got a 3-pack in the NHL. But like Jay said, this is the best time to hop on long term. Um, 3-day pass now covers you for Friday action across the board, Saturday college football as well as NBA, NHL, MLB, whatever, and Sunday gets you NFL. A lot of us have those plays in on Saturday night, so those plays will be in there for you bright and early. Um, and that's not just with me; that's with me, Jay, any of our other handicappers, whether you go individually or as part of the multi-capper deal. So yeah, that's just a great way to go. I see a lot of chatter about the Edmonton Oilers in the comments. Um, Simply put, where's my no button? Because
No, 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 no,
no,
no,
no, no, no, no, no.
no.
No. Look,
No, no,
the
no, no,
only
no.
thing the Oilers are good for right now is keeping the fountain going at the Bellagio. This
Dang.
Oilers team defensively has been able to step up in a couple of spots. Sure, you held the Winnipeg Jets to 3 goals. You held the Nashville Predators to 1. But I know better to know than to trust the Edmonton Oilers goaltending duo of Stuart Skinner and Jack Campbell. There are times last year where those guys could not stop a goddamn beach ball, let alone a hockey puck. And, sure, the Edmonton Oilers have I shouldn't say better, two of the best players in the world in Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. And they have some decent depth, in terms of, guys like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Zach Hyman, even Darnell Nurse. But I stand on the hill that Edmonton at times can still be too reliant on the top guys in their lineup. Point proven. Look how many points Connor McDavid had last year. Look how many goals Leon Draisaitl had. When those guys weren't producing, the Oilers weren't producing wins. The New York Rangers on the other side, they've given up 1 goal in back-to-back games. They couldn't beat the Predators. Well, in all honesty, no team's gonna go 82-0, but they also beat up on the Flames. They beat up on the Kraken, beat up on a decent Sabres team, all on the road. I to me, this is more of a fate of the Edmonton Oilers than it is, feeling great about the New York Rangers. Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, barely doesn't, the bank account, the bankroll, the scoreboard doesn't care about barely. They got the job done. They have the better goaltender here, Igor Shesterkin. They have more forward and defense depth than the Flames have without Connor McDavid. He's still hurt in this game. I know one player doesn't make a whole team, but I think Shesterkin can counter whatever the Edmonton Oilers throw at him. And the Rangers, you've got Chris Kreider, Mika Zibanejad, Artemi Panarin, Adam Fox going up against Jack Campbell or Stuart Skinner. Yeah, I'm taking the New York Rangers here. If I'm on the wrong side, I'm going to tell you I've been on the wrong side before, and I'm going to be on the wrong side a lot. I'm okay admitting that, but to me, the Oilers are just a team that is going to burn money in your pocket so fast your head's going to spin. What else is on the board here? Anything before we go? Because we are running a little bit close to an hour on a 5-game card with some NHL. Yeah, I really like the value on.
Love to the NHL,
Yeah,
We can get some love to it today.
I won't lie to you though. I do like that. I do like that Kraken pick. Anyways, I think that's about it. The only thing we're gonna wait and see with the Oilers is how many dollars you end up losing because of them early on this season. If they're gonna be able to recoup it later in the year. But any parlay, Jay?
Yes, I got a parlay. High risk, high reward, man. That's what we're going with, man. We're gonna keep it short, sweet, and simple. I love y'all boys in the comments. We're going the Bucks parlay. Like we're not even gonna overcomplicate it. We're gonna take the Milwaukee Bucks later 6. We're gonna take the Tampa Bay Bucks straight up on the money line. That's how we're gonna do it tonight.
Well, okay.
The Bucks parlay.
Oh, how did I miss that?
Yeah, the Bucks parlay.
All right. I'm gonna go with. Oh, okay. Huh. Man, you got me stumped with this one. Now you caught me off guard with that. Um, okay, I'm gonna go two parlays. First one I'm gonna go with is just parlay the anytime touchdown props I gave out: Dalton Kincaid and Chris Godwin. For my hockey parlay, let's go with Kraken money line. Let's go with the under 6.5 Stars Leafs. And let's keep it at that. Pair of two teamers. Let's build up that bankroll as we head into Friday
Do it.
and head to the weekend. So, any other thoughts before we head out?
No, I'll see you at halftime. Hopefully, when I'm there, you'll hear me bashing Josh Allen per usual. Um, let's see, what's today? Thursday. Woo, y'all know what tomorrow is. It's World Series day. I can't wait. My team's in World Series, man. That's insane. Um, that's it for me, man. See y'all boys tomorrow. Catch the jam session. Got a nice card to NBA tomorrow. And y'all know plenty of content from me as always. So catch it all, Pick Dogs Premium or Pick
Yeah,
Dogs YouTube.
yeah, you've got Jay Live Jam set at 4. The college football show today is going to be a little bit later. Mitch was unfortunately couldn't be here this morning, and we wanted to leave it. He missed last week, and he wanted to be here this week, so we're pushing it to 3 Eastern, so that he can make it for today. But yeah, myself, Ron Romanelli, and Mitch going live for college football at 3.
So I'm running late. Don't blame me. Blame them. Nah, I'm playing.
If you're running late and we end the show at 3:45, then we're blaming you. If we go less than an hour and you're still late after 4, then it's on it's on this guy. Wait, no, I went wrong way. This guy right here.
Fair enough.
But yeah, we're going live that. Before you know it, Saturday college football going to be here as well. So definitely make sure you check all that out. We're going to have videos here at Pick Dogs as well. I'm going to be on location the next couple days, so hopefully these guys will be able to either help me out or maybe even live without me. I mean, who knows? Mitch might want to just be like, screw this guy. We're good. If you don't see me anymore, it was lovely knowing everybody.
You're fired.
But, won't be the first time. I can guarantee it probably won't be the last. So, anyways. But thank you guys all for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to smash that like button. Appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on the next one.